I'm a good boy. I know how to record things. I know how to hit record and remember how to do that. Okay. So, I think we should begin because I love Madoka Magica a little bit too much. I have a Madoka Magica tattoo on my thigh. It's very large and it hurt a lot and it took 9 hours. It's my first and only tattoo. Hi Val. Hi Val. Okay. So, if you don't know what Madoka Magica is, first of all, how are you here? Second of all, don't worry. I put that into consideration. So, because of that, yes, absolutely. I'm nervous. We which one is the first one I can get to? Come hither, boy. Come into super secret chat. Come hither. Psst, psst, psst. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, why are you so large?
I'm so excited.
You're my replacement, Colleen.
Hi everyone, I'm substitute Colleen, even though I already know everything about this show. Or slash movie.
But hey, just like, you know, you just get to sit here and look pretty, you know? Kind of like how you were for the MCCR application. You just gotta sit here and look real pretty and nice.
Yeah, and then we can also discuss all of, like, our theories that we were going back and forth about the other night.
Okay, with that, I just realized something. The pair of the headset I ordered the other day has not arrived yet. The one that Mel got me, I don't know where it is. It just hasn't arrived yet. That's not important. Okay. Welcome everybody.
Wait, are you still hearing bathroom voice or?
If it happens, I'll just unplug and replug in like I've been doing this whole time.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone, welcome. I should share my screen, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little bit rusty on it all, you know?
I can't believe you made a whole ass PowerPoint. I didn't think you were gonna do all that.
I'm normal.
But the title of it.
So everybody, welcome, one and all. Welcome.
Welcome to circus.
Why are you over there?
I like to be over here.
No, you can't. You're my emotional support rat.
Damn it. Okay.
Also, you're facing the wrong way.
You're gonna have to flip me. You're gonna have to flip me.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to Madoka Magica, a presentation by me.
Chai Chu-woo, full name.
Full legal name. Okay. Also, just for anybody, there's huge. I'm not even gonna attempt to not spoil things because in order to understand a single thing from that trailer, you need to understand everything that's happened up until this point. So I did a very fun, cool, quirky TLDR of the entirety of Madoka Magic up until now.
If only I'd been shown this before we watched it together.
No, I liked the fact that you were in pain and unaware the whole time. I thought it was silly.
You guys are gonna cry. Sorry.
Well, the effect is kind of lost when you don't have like the full shit behind it. Anyway, so whatever. That's not important.
Whatever. It's fine.
So let's start very easy. So what is Madoka Magica? That is a loaded question. But Madoka Magica is a psychological horror magical girl anime that first aired April 21st, 2011. A very long time ago. I was 11 years old.
As you can see, this permanently changed Chai for the better or worse.
As you can see, no, it made me worse. So the anime follows Madoka Kaname, a normal middle school girl who loves her friends and family. The whole kind of crux of the show, believe it or not, is the fact that Madoka is very normal. Like, she is just a sweet girl. That is the crux of the show.
Not normal in the same sense as Makoto from Danganronpa, but just normal.
She's just average. She's just, like, chill. She's just nice. She's just a nice girl.
Yeah.
She wants to help people, even if sometimes her help doesn't actually help anyone. She considers herself a coward, but I consider her completely normal, given what the show puts her through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Her and her childhood friend Sayaka end up meeting Kyubey when he calls for help from another girl who is trying to kill him. That girl was Homura Akemi, the newest transfer student at their middle school. Suddenly, a witch appears, and who saves them but the appearance of another new girl, Tomoe Mami. Mami then threatens Homura for trying to kill her literal only friend, Kyubey, who's like this little fucking rat.
This rat, yeah.
This fucking freak. Anyway, he's like a cute little cat thing, whatever. He sucks and I hate him. And then she takes Madoka and Sayaka under her wing to teach them about being magical girls. This is where the show begins. That's all, like, episode 1, really.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3, it becomes kind of the turning point of the series, which is kind of why there's this anime rule that exists in community, which is like give it like a 3-episode treatment for you before you continue or drop a show. It didn't start with Madoka, obviously, but I feel like Madoka is a really, really good example because up until this point, it was like kind of really cool concepts and shit, but it wasn't like crazy. But then episode 3 happens, and you're like, oh, this show's different.
It's sort of like it's one of those things where you're like, oh, it's so silly, and then episode 3 happens. You're like, it is no longer silly.
It is no longer silly goofy. Because during this episode, during a witch attack, Mami dies when witch Charlotte bites her head off. And this is where you learn that the show is not the cute magical girl show that the art and posters made it out to be. There are 12 episodes in total of the original airing of the anime. There are currently 3 movies. I own them all. There is Madoka Magica Beginnings, Eternal, and Rebellion. So Beginnings is a summary movie of the first half of the anime season, and Eternal is the second half. Rebellion is the sequel movie that takes place after the events of the first season of the show.
Rebellion is also the best movie until we see the...
Rebellion is also the best movie.
Yeah, it is such a good movie.
Fun fact, Beginnings ends on a fun little cliffhanger, which is Sayaka's death. Like I said, I'm spoiling everything, sorry. So it ends with Sayaka's death, and then, when I showed that to Val and Colleen, who were in the call, I got my life threatened.
It wasn't even that. It was because of another thing that we can't talk about.
I mean, that too. But also, like, I found it very funny because after that happened, Colleen had to go to bed. So I was like, sorry, Val, that's all we get for tonight. And then Val went, I'll kill you.
No, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but after we finished Madoka Magica, Chai was just like, so everyone, how do we feel? And I said, I feel like I want to kill you.
It was a very fun night for me, and it was a turning point in our friendship, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Chloe, when you're back from your groceries, I might still be here. I don't know. So, let's get some lore details out of the way.
It's like so weird out of context.
So, how do you become a magical girl in the show? You become a magical girl via a contract that is given to you by this fucking thing.
That bitch.
That freak. I hate him so much. That's Kyubey. So Kyubey, who is an alien creature without human emotions, who is doing this being turning girls into magical girls, to keep the universe from experiencing death by entropy by collecting the constant flow of emotional energy from the magical girls. So, basically, the show kind of paints him as, like, a necessary evil because, well, he is. Because, like, if he doesn't do what he does, then the universe experiences an entropy death and dies. If he keeps doing it, more and more little girls die. Yeah. So, it's like, until we find something better, pick your poison kind of a thing. But the problem with Kyubey is that he doesn't understand that it's a problem at all. He's like, what's the issue? You're saving the universe.
Yeah, he doesn't really give a shit about emotions, and, like...
Because he doesn't have them.
Yeah, he straight up just does not have emotions.
Hold on, I have to move my thing around. Because worms? Because worms? Because worms? Because of worms? Because of worms? Just like Baldur's Gate. I love you too.
Right.
Anyway, so... Anyway, so he also specifically in the show he does say that he targets specifically like prepubescent girls because they experience the most like emotional turmoil, hormones and all that. So he's a freak. Also,
No, this isn't really a spoiler, but can we talk about how when in the show when it's like revealed like what happens to magical girls, he like replies to them, "Why does everyone always react this way when they get reasonably upset about it?"
Yeah, he's like, you guys always act like this. I don't get it. Like, and everyone is just like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so the way he turns them into magical girls is via contract. Like I said, he will grant one wish of any magical girl. By him granting their wish, he will then rip out their soul and place it in a gem known as a soul gem. Here's Sayaka's soul gem. When they turn into their magical girl forms, it usually becomes like a gem attached to them somewhere on their body. And then in the daytime, it turns into like a ring that they keep around their finger so they don't lose it. It's very important that they don't lose it. I forgot to write this down because you know that sentence here of he rips their soul out and places it in a gem. It turns their bodies into lifeless husks as in the process. The girls are not made aware of this before they sign the contract. He only tells them if they ask.
Yeah, that was fucking asshole.
Because he's like, well, if you didn't ask, it means you don't really care what happens to your soul, clearly. So, yeah. So, what are witches? This is the fun one. I forgot to mention. So, when the soul is ripped out and put into the gem, it's quite literal. So if the soul gem is away from the body, like what happens to Sayaka in the show, their body collapses because it's just a husk.
Yeah.
They're basically... Sayaka calls herself a zombie. They're not exactly that, but it certainly feels like that, don't it? So, what are witches, however? Witches are the final form of all magical girls. They can come in many forms. Witches are pretty much mindless monsters who feed on humans. They also construct huge labyrinths around them whenever they appear that can be accessed through, like, magic or by accidentally stumbling in them. It happens. They occur when a magical girl succumbs to depression, doesn't purify her soul gem with a witch seed after overexerting their magic. Every time they use magic, their soul gems get cloudy, like what happens with Sayaka here. And witches' seeds drop only when a witch has killed at least a few people, which Kyoko also brings up in the show when Sayaka attacks a witch who hasn't eaten anyone yet, and she's like, "What are you doing, you fucking idiot? If you kill it now, you're not gonna get anything out of it. You're just gonna die." Kyoko's an interesting character to really study and analyze.
Yeah.
And then there's Magia Record, which explores the doppel system. It's where a magical girl can go halfway between a witch and a girl. We're not getting into that because it's only a Magia Record, and that's not going to be involved in the movie, I hope, because Magia Record's a spin-off anime. We should watch Magia Record together so you can understand my pain. Also, another thing, another way to kill a magical girl is either they die in battle, they become a witch, or you break their soul gem. Those are the ways to kill them. Walpurgisnacht. I hope I said that right. We're hyper-saying on Madoka Magica, obviously.
This motherfucker gives me nightmares. I can't wrap my brain around it.
It's got such a cool design, though.
It does have such a cool design. However, you guys will see in the trailer.
Yeah. Anyway, so Walpurgisnacht is a huge witch who started off as one witch who merged with several other witches over time to become the very large one we see today. She's like the size of like a fucking like Empire State Building. Like she's the size of a skyscraper.
She's fairly big. She like, I don't know, is she bigger than the city, or is she like...
She definitely can like hover over most of it. Like her shadow can cover most of it. She doesn't hide herself in a witch's barrier like other witches, and her appearance can signify the death of thousands of people because, like we said, she's fucking huge. Even if she's defeated, however, any magical girl who defeats her will overexert herself and become an even more powerful witch in doing so. Which happens to Madoka in one of the timelines. Which is why if Walpurgis shows up, you definitely need to have a whole squad with you to take her down. Her name is a celebration of a gathering of witches, and the tradition involves lighting bonfires and singing traditional Celtic folk songs to mark the arrival of the spring. So it's very cool when you Google Walpurgis Nacht and don't include Madoka Magica after it, because sometimes you'll still get her anyway, but then you find out, oh, this is a real holiday in Europe.
It's not just a mythical witch in anime.
I think her name literally translates to Witch's Night, which is why like she herself is a gathering of multiple witches together, which makes her so big. She is a very, very cool villain. She is the reoccurring big bad that shows up and keeps killing all of Homeda's friends.
Yeah. Great.
So speaking of Homeda, I literally can't explain Madoka Magica, the character or the timeline or the show, anything without explaining Homeda, this gay-ass bitch.
Man, I wonder if these two characters look similar to any other two characters that me and Chai have created.
Nope, not at all. Anyway. So the show revolves not around Madoka per se, but actually more around Homeda's actions towards Madoka. So Homeda's wish, way back when she became magical, was to save Madoka, the love of her life. I mean, they're clearly gay. Yeah. In the original timeline, Homeda was very shy with glasses and braids, and then saw Madoka and Mami die to Walpurgis Nacht. She then made her wish to Kyubey to go back in time to redo her meeting with Madoka so she can save her. The show ends with Madoka realizing that's what Homeda's wish was all along, and that Homeda had been doing this for almost 100 time loops, which is confirmed by the creators.
Was it almost 100 or was it more than that?
It was almost 100. Their exact words. So each loop is about a little over a month, so you do the math how long Homeda was doing this shit. Which can explain her actions, because she, is kind of not exactly the most mentally stable bitch in town, you know? I don't blame her. Madoka then finally becomes a magical girl by wishing to save all magical girls before they become witches, which turns her into a concept known as a law of cycles and a goddess. The anime ends with the world resetting under Madoka's new rules as its goddess, and Homeda the only one who remembers Madoka. Within the new world, there are no longer witches, only wraiths who are like embodiments of negative human emotions. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's some shit. It's some equivalent to whatever Kingdom Hearts is. Honestly.
Kingdom Hearts is kind of Madoka Magica coded in a way.
A little, yeah.
A little bit. However, that's where the anime ends. That's where the first two movies end.
Now.
So, in which lesbianism makes you Satan?
Okay, so... Alright, okay.
It happens. It happens to the best of us, you know?
So, okay, this is how we start off. Madoka becomes God, but you know what happens after that? Someone decides to become saint.
Someone decides to get a little quirky with it. So Madoka Magica Rebellion takes place entirely. Homeda's been doing that for approximately a little over 8 years. If you did the math right, yes, because it's like a month, but like almost 100 months. So yes. That's why she's a little, and again, she's 14. So
yeah, she's been 14 for a while.
She's kind of been losing it a little bit for understandable reasons. So Madoka Magica Rebellion takes place entirely within Homeda's witch labyrinth. So TLDR, Kyubey traps her in an energy force field to keep out the law of cycles, which is Madoka, and then observes her from within her labyrinth. He also, is the one who invited, Mami and Kyoko and Hitomi and Kyosuke to make it seem more real to Homeda, to just, see what happens. He does it to see what this witch nonsense is all about, because the anime ends with Homura telling Kyubey what witches were, and him being like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and she's like, of course you don't, I'm the only one who remembers it, flips hair. Little did she know, that was the start of her end, because he was like, I would love to see these witches, actually. Yeah. So he observes her within the labyrinth to see what this witch nonsense is all about, what happens in a labyrinth, and if Madoka even exists, and if they can capture her. Madoka does exist, and she presents herself in the labyrinth, and her, Kyoko, Mami, and Sayaka, who became Madokami's secretary, and Nagisa Momoe, a new character who is revealed to be the magical girl who later became Witch Charlotte. So you finally find out who she was before her death. They all show up to save Homura from her own witch form. However, all of Homura's emotions are so powerful that her soul gem becomes a rainbow, gay, and that cracks and shatters and sends a million cracks into the universe and traps Madoka's human half and all the people of the galaxy within it.
Oh, should we add, by the way, Witch Charlotte is the witch that ate
Yeah,
Mami.
I think I mentioned that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which Charlotte eats Mami, and in this you see that Mami and Nagisa get along really, really well, which is like really tragic. I'll get into Nagisa in a few slides. I have a lot to say about Nagisa, but also nothing to say about Nagisa, but also a lot to say, you know? Anyway.
Yeah.
So the universe resets itself again, but this time with Homura in charge of it. Homura calls herself the devil because, well, she took down God. In this new universe, there's still no witches, and she rips everyone's memories out of them. She keeps everyone, especially Kyubey and Madoka, under her control in this universe.
I think we should also add Kyoko to that list as well, concerning their last conversation before Rebellion ended.
The thing is, she's not, super concerned about what Kyoko's doing. Kyoko is there, but she's not super concerned about it.
That's true.
So, let's go over the homosexual supporting cast. Let's start with Kyoko herself, the queen. I was in love with her for my entire teenage years. I love her. I understand her as someone also with religious trauma. So,
God, fucking, you're not gonna show the violin boy, are you?
I do have to.
Shit!
He's important!
I know, I just hate him.
I know you do. So, Kyoko Sakura, family used to be poor because no one would attend her father's sermons at the church they owned because of his radical ideals. What those ideals were kind of just vaguely said as love. So, she made a wish for people to listen to her father. However, once her father found out his followers were being forced to be there, he had a mental breakdown as a result. He then killed his wife, Kyoko's little sister, and then himself. After this, she swore to only use her magic for herself. She was friends with Mami, but they had a bit of a messy breakup. But you only see that in the Madoka Magica Another Story manga. In the original anime, Kyoko and Sayaka were rivals who at first hated each other because they have such wildly different ideals, but also mostly it was Kyoko projecting herself onto Sayaka because she saw a lot of herself in Sayaka's actions. When Sayaka became a witch, Kyoko sacrificed herself so that they could die together. In Rebellion, her and Sayaka lived together in Homura's labyrinth world.
Yeah, so they're very homosexual,
they're
I will say.
Gay. They're also always holding hands and blushing and shit in the official art, which is crazy when you watch the show and they spend all their time trying to kill each other, and it's yeah, that's lesbianism. Yeah.
And then they die together.
Yeah, that's lesbianism. All right, let's go over Sayaka, who is a bundle of emotions. She's my special little girl, you know? She's my special girl. She's Madoka's childhood best friend. She's the only bisexual in this whole crew. After Mami's death, she used her wish to heal her other childhood friend and crush Kyosuke Kamijo. However, when she found out that she was basically a zombie, she began to lose her mind. She fell into despair and became a witch as a result, losing herself in her own sense of justice. Sayaka's so dear to me, and she's also so here's the thing, as a kid when I was watching it, I was damn, she fell into despair really, really fast. But also consider the fact that she never even got more than a day to get over just Mami's death alone. I understand her.
Yeah, like, let's be honest, it feels all very fast, most of the events in Madoka Magica. It all feels very, like, bam, 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 tragedy, tragedy, tragedy. Like, we don't get a break.
And also, let's not forget, there's also my personal theory that, like, because Madoka has so much fate attached to her, everyone definitely has fate attached to them. Like, they all were involved in those time loops. Like, they all probably just, like, are feeling so much all the time. I can get into that later. Anyway, so at the end of the original anime, however, she chooses to stay dead in Madoka's new world, and she works alongside Madoka and the Law of Cycles. In Rebellion, she is the one who helped Homura realize that she was the witch and said that she joined this mission in order to see Kyoko again. Totally heterosexual behavior.
Yeah, totally. Wow.
So normal of her. Sayaka's the only one with her memories fully intact at the end of Rebellion, but Homura erases her memory and tells her that Sayaka should just play along in this new world. She also says that if she doesn't, then Madoka's gonna hate you. They have like a thing, and it's weird. So, listen, if we're gonna be talking about toxic Yuri, let's be real. There's no more toxic Yuri than Homura and Sayaka. The potential there is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, Mami Tomoe, she's a senior magical girl who had been doing it for quite a few years before the start of the show. She's the strongest magical girl in terms of skill and intelligence in the group. The only reason she keeps dying is because she gets distracted by thoughts of a world where she can actually be happy. Her wish was to live after a car accident where the rest of her family had died. She is very tough and presents herself as so, but she has the softest heart of the whole group, which Homura does say verbatim in Rebellion, which is why Homura never likes sharing the truth with Mami, because Mami would always be the most emotionally affected. Because she's she's like, look at her sad eyes. She's like at the brink at all times.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense why I think Homura started to stick to a finite point of Mami getting killed because of how emotional she is.
Yeah, Homura considers it a mercy to basically let her die sometimes.
Yeah.
It's fucked. Everything's fucked. The show is fucked.
Yeah, it kind of is.
In a timeline where she learned about how magical girls become witches, her solution was to immediately kill all her friends because she felt she had no choice. At the end of Rebellion, she is shown to be the one taking care of Nagisa. Oh, so, Nagisa. This is Nagisa, the girl I've been mentioning a lot with no face. So this is Nagisa, aka Witch Charlotte. That's the thing that killed Mami. Aka Bebe, which is the form she uses throughout the entirety of Rebellion. So, you find out in Magia Record and a few supplemental, manga materials that the TLDR of her backstory is that her wish was to get a cheesecake for her dying abusive mother. Her mother hated it and then died shortly after they had a fight over it. And then Nagisa gave in despair after, thinking that she's the one that killed her mom with her stupid, cheese wish. She really loves...
I'm pretty sure...
She really loves cheese, and that's why she kept calling, She kept calling Mommy cheese, and she's always around Mommy because Mommy's yellow and looks like cheese to her. She's 8, so you can't blame her.
Also, I think just her presence alone, at least within the first 10 minutes of Rebellion, you're supposed to think that she's the witch who's controlling the labyrinth.
Oh, yeah, she's a complete red herring. Yeah.
A very strong red herring.
Which Homura does learn very quickly when she actually acts on her theories, that, Nagisa is just here for something else entirely. She's not the witch. Because you find out that she's also, Madokami's other secretary, because Madoka's secretaries include the 8-year-old child who killed her mentor that one time, and her childhood best friend.
Wow, such a great combination, I guess? I don't know. Madoka, that was a little odd.
It works. It doesn't, but, it worked for her somehow, up until, Homura decided to be a little crazy.
It clearly didn't work because of what happened.
I know, it worked up until that point.
Yeah.
So let's get over the heterosexuals.
Not them!
listen,
I'm
no,
gonna
listen,
go get
no.
chapstick.
I will go to bat for my canonical lesbophobe, he told me. I'll go to bat for her. She didn't know. She couldn't have known. Anyway.
I'm gonna go get chapstick while you talk about the heterosexuals.
She couldn't have known, okay? Leave her alone. Girls can't love girls. Girls can't love girls. But yeah, so he told me the green one here is the only heterosexual in this damn franchise. Let's be real. There's no way let's be real. There's no way Kyosuke is heterosexual and cis. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. He told me he's the only heterosexual, and she's also canonically lesbophobic. There's a scene in the anime, they cut it out of the movie, which I found disheartening, because I thought it was the funniest.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Did they not? No,
because we watched it.
No, I think I showed it to you. I don't think it was in the movie.
Are you sure? I swear to God I saw it.
But anyway, there's a scene where, like, no. There's a scene that's similar, but not the one me and Blue are talking about. There's a scene in the anime where she literally shouts, "But you're both girls! Girls can't love girls! Girls can't love girls!" And then she runs away crying.
There's 2 D's? There's 2?
There's a hypersexual scene that lives in the minds of every sapphic anime watcher rent-free, which is Hitomi seeing that Madoka and Sayaka are spending a lot of time together alone, and then she starts to wail and shout, "But you're both girls! Girls can't love girls! Girls can't love girls!" And then she runs away.
God.
She's an interesting character. So, in the anime, after Kyosuke was released from the hospital, she gave Sayaka an ultimatum. Ask Kyosuke out or she will, because it turns out she was also in love with him the whole time. There is contention in the fan base, at least there used to be in the early 2000s. I don't really see it brought up anymore. But there's contention if she actually did ask him out in this, early 2010s I meant, did ask him out in this moment at the scene, as the scene is completely muted, and we only see them together in the fake world Homura makes, and we never see Hitomi in the original anime again, aside from her crushing on him from behind a curtain after Madoka resets the world. So, do with that what you will. Listen, I'm of the opinion that, yeah, kind of a shitty girl code moment of just like, I'm in love with the guy, you're in love with the guy, I'm giving you 24 hours to ask the guy out or I'm fucking doing it. But
yeah,
also,
it's a little.
But also,
yeah.
like, at least she gave her a chance. That's all I can ask for.
24 hours. What if she was busy though? It's like I got to go to work, so that leaves me with like.
I don't remember if it was
24 hours.
I don't remember if it was 24 hours, so like, or like till the end of the week kind of a thing. All I know is that she gave her a time frame, and that was fucking crazy.
Why?
But, you know, girls efficient.
I might be wrong. It was either at the end of the week or the end of the school day. It was something like that.
It was some crazy period of, I don't fucking remember. Sorry, I don't remember all the details that involved Hitomi.
Can I say, an ultimatum like that is like you're a fucking Bond villain. Like, just, like it's ridiculous.
Like I said, Hitomi is an interesting character because she just like pulls this shit and it's like not talked about very often.
Wait, you know what it is? What it was? I think I remember. It was, I'm giving you till the end of the week, but she didn't wait until the week was up. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
No, she wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I'm being serious.
I don't believe you.
I swear, because that scene where, like, it's muted and we can't hear anything, I'm pretty sure it was, like, at the end of the school day or something.
Well, okay, let's be fair here. Madoka Magica is known for not telling us how many days go by in anything.
That's true.
A single episode can be between an hour and like 4 days. We just don't know.
Regardless, an ultimatum like that, again, it's weird because it's like you're a fucking Bond villain. You can't just just be like, there has to be a better alternative to that, you know what I mean?
Well, there definitely was, because Sayaka died shortly after.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway, so Kyosuke is a violinist who was in an accident and lost a lot of his motor functions as a result. He only got them back after Sayaka's sacrifice. He dates Hitomi in Rebellion, and Sayaka canonically says Hitomi deserves better than him. They're also seen standing together at the end. They're also seen standing together at the end of Rebellion in the New World, but we don't know if that's them together or they're just friends. And Kyosuke never got into an accident.
Yeah, that's also a weird thing too.
So anyway, now that we're caught up, let's talk about the trailer that has finally come out after 10 fucking years since Rebellion. But first,
are we watching it?
I'm not fucking talking about Magia Record, because Magia Record is a spin-off I didn't know, and I didn't know till recently that the game's ending is different than the anime's ending, and it's its own universe. And if you make me explain the Doppel system and Alina's barrier and the shit with Yui, I'll kill myself in front of you. I'm so serious. I will have a heart attack and die.
Shit, alright, let's just watch the fucking trailer. Shit.
Anyway, let's watch the trailer.
Oh my god.
Let me pause the music. This trailer drives me crazy. This is why I'm recording.
Me too.
This is why I'm recording, because if I'm not recording, I don't know what part Twitch is gonna mute. Let's go.
If does it mute? Yeah, it does.
I mean, oh, it's so good. Sorry. Look at her!
Look at her!
Look at her! She looks crazed!
Seeing herself!
It makes sense that Sane is a 14-year-old girl.
True.
A 14-year-old girl who's also simultaneously like 22. You know how it is. Best friend.
You ever do this for your bestie?
Your bestie!
You ever do this for your bestie? Just friends, nothing more.
Oh, I'll get to you in a few minutes. Oh, the animation looks gorgeous as always. I'm so excited.
It really does. I'm
Look
so
at them,
excited for this.
babies! And he told me.
Yeah. I was right though. Her hair ribbons are red in the trailer, so that means it's like right after the ending of Rebellion.
Hi, Kozar! Look at her! Look at her! Look at her! That's my fucked up daughter! That's my fucked up daughter!
She looks 40.
She looks like she's aged another 20 years.
Yeah. If it's
soon.
more time loops, like I said, that I think it's gonna be more time loops.
No, next slide. Okay. Okay, so this is the point where hold on, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you have to,
so this is the point. It's so good! Anyway, so if you're sitting here wondering, hey man, what was all of that? Don't worry, I'm getting into it. I've been sitting here brewing, thinking about this trailer for days now. I stayed up till 1 in the morning to watch this trailer drop live during the Aniplex live stream. Which, by the way, I watched like all 5 hours of that live stream. I watched trailers for anime I don't give a shit about, and I'll never watch. I did it for Madoka, and it was only like a 5-minute of the 5 hours presentation. But it was worth it. I'm normal. Don't worry.
It was 10 years. To be fair, it has been 10 years, so I understand how you feel.
Autism. Anyway, firstly, where the fuck is she? She was nowhere to be seen. Where is she? I miss her. Did they write her out?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Well, unless like Homer completely was just like, she's has no use. She's not gonna be in this timeline.
She's just gonna she's at the end of Rebellion. She's just in elementary school, so maybe Homura's just like, just go to school. Get out of here. Go to school.
Be happy.
The one good thing Homura did.
Besides become sane, she cares about your education.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's get over bit by bit at the very beginning. So where is she? I don't fucking know. I don't know where she is. But her dress now looks very similar, I would say, to Walpurgis's dress.
Oh yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed, all the outfits are completely different.
Don't worry, I'm getting into that. I have many slides. Because like it's different than the dress she. Hold on. We're pulling up YouTube.com. No. It was Homura versus Kyubey. That's the video. Because, like, in Rebellion, she has a dress within the labyrinth.
Yeah, I do not remember what her witch looks like. I know it's cool. I just don't remember what it looks like.
It's a very gothic Lolita-ass dress, which then turns into her witch form's dress. But it's still different. Like, everything is different. It's not different. The same dress. It's a lot more similar to Walpurgis's in a way. Which is like, you know, I don't like that vibe. And then also, what's that? That's a phone for like an old like rotary phone. There seems to be a bit of a phone call motif going on in the trailer. What does that mean? Well, I personally am of the theory, because I saw this go around on Twitter a bit, and I was like, that makes sense. I think that in this new world, because remember, in the old world, Kyubey was still around, like, making magical girls. It was just that Homura would be able to... Madoka would be able to step in before they became a witch, which was, like, her whole thing, law of cycle. She didn't, like... Yeah. But however, that's because Madoka didn't have the unbridled vitriol towards Kyubey that Homura has. So, my theory of what's going on is that this space is kind of where, like, Homura's, like, kind of, like, Satan form resides in a way. This is, and, like, the way that you become a magical girl now is that you make a contract through Homura.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like she's calling, like, so Kyubey could just, like, because he's, like, a small animal, he could just, like, teleport anywhere. But Homura's a full person, so what I think goes on is that she calls she calls girls who could become magical girls through the phone, which is why it opens with her saying, can you accept the risks and responsibilities? Can you fight against the curse of the world? I think that's what's going on here. And it would make sense because, like, in this world, in her new world, you still probably need, not magical, not Ghostbusters, you're calling the devil, sorry.
I'm also, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. God.
It's okay, I can do a lot of talking.
There wouldn't be she can't really appear to the girls in person because she already kind of established at the end of Rebellion that her and Madoka were not going to be friends because Madoka can't know what she'd done.
Yeah, what, like, her like, I think her, like, near exact words were, like, once she deals with all the curses of the world, then, like, what's going to be left is herself. And she knows that Madoka doesn't like people choosing their selfishness over the rest of the world. So she's like, we're gonna be enemies. I'm still gonna love you because Yuri.
Because I guess.
Because Yuri. So that's what I think is going on. I think in this new world that Homura's kind of put together, I think Homura is the new Kyubey making magical girl contracts.
Because we kind of concluded that most likely, like, it's not about, like, magical girl contracts are most not likely not about the way that Kyubey was doing them, like, his reasoning. Like, Homura's reasoning is simply probably just making sure they don't remember the past and the other timelines.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, regardless, apparently at the end of Rebellion, there are still, like, wraiths and curses and stuff, so, like, there's still things that need to be defeated in this new world that Homura made, so you still need magical girls. Again, it's like this whole, like, theme in Madoka Magica of, like, the quote-unquote necessary evils, but, like, the point of, like, the original was, like, Madoka said, no, there doesn't need to be this necessary evil, I can just fix this shit, but in doing so destroys herself, so it's like, where does the line go? I love Madoka Magica. Anyway, I also noticed that the phone itself, which has, like, what looks like a snake head, but also could be a salamander head because her whole like theme as like Satan is salamanders.
Yeah.
So, which you can see. Fuck. Do I have the screenshot here? Oh, it's gone. But like at the beginning of the trailer.
Well, you can kind of see on her seat. It looks like a salamander head a little bit. Yeah, it's a salamander.
Yeah. Go back, son. It's still the same salamander that it was from like her Satan transformation in Rebellion. And also, there's like this whole like bone motif, which I think is a very interesting callback, or perhaps not a callback, but just like a Homina seems to also always be surrounded by bones.
Yeah.
That's her witch form from Rebellion. Homo Lily, my girl. I love her. She's so cool. She had such a cool design. I don't know how to explain it other than this is my gender, you know? This is me in a he-him way, you know?
Yep, that makes sense, yeah.
With like the it's so cool, and like also which makes sense that Homina's like whole thing is always being started by bones and death, because like, you know, she's been doing this for like 8 years of time traveling, seeing the same month and the same people die over and over and over and over. And also there's like the scenes in the movie, which and also the anime, I don't remember if they were also, or they were, no, in both, which is like whenever she talks to Kyubey, she's like in a graveyard, things like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get into the outfits. Everything is different, and I don't know why. Let's start with the school uniforms. This is the ones we see in the trailer. They're different, but only slightly for some reason. And the thing is, like, I don't know, like, it doesn't make sense. These are, because like in Japan, the students always get like summer uniforms and then winter uniforms, things like that. But it doesn't make sense if these are like their summers or different uniform. Because it's the same spring. It's always fucking been in this goddamn show.
Yeah, it's only ever been spring, so.
And then also, like, the only difference is that, like, now there's, like, buttons in the front, and now there's, like, frills on the sleeve. I think those were there before, but, like, it's just the buttons. This is the first difference I noted, and I was like, interesting. And then Homina's own outfit is different because, like, you see her original schoolgirl uniform. She had, like, the, like, thigh-high socks here. They end at her knee. She looks like me when I was 11 dressing myself. And I'm like, why do you look like that? And also, like, the inside of her uniform is a black shirt instead of a white shirt, which is another, like, difference, which I'm like, what does that mean? And then it's interesting, too, because, like, even her magical girl outfit is different. Now her shoulders are exposed for some reason. Why?
Yeah, all of the outfits are different, as well as these fucking ribbons drive me up the fucking wall. That fucking ribbon drives me up the wall because
Would you like to go on your ribbon rant?
Yeah, sure. The ribbons, well, at the end of Rebellion, she's wearing ribbons on the side of her head to kind of signify the fact that she's Satan, and then she gives the ribbons to Madoka after she, like, declares that they're going to be enemies or whatever. So I, for the life of me, was trying to figure out whether or not this was, if this version of her was Satan, and that was the original, but that doesn't make any sense because of the different uniforms. So I can't for the fucking life of me figure out which version of her it is because of these fucking ribbons. Because the ribbons signify that that's Satan, but I don't think it is. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, it doesn't signify that she's Satan. It signifies her post the original anime. Because post the original anime, she had Madoka's ribbon, because that's like the last thing she had of Madoka when Madoka turned into the law of concepts. I mean, the law of cycles.
Yeah.
And, like, now she has also her new like headband is like black and with like a white cross in it. I don't fucking know. Dude, I don't know.
You could genuinely argue that, the writers are just taking stylistic approaches, but the problem is with Madoka Magica, they will add little details to fucking chairs. I'm not arguing this. This is intentional.
Yeah, there is no way in fucking hell on God's green earth that Shaft and Aniplex and the fucking director don't have, like, intentions behind these character outfit changes. Because, like, everything they fucking do is always intentional to the point where it pisses me off. So I don't know what this could possibly fucking mean. Except I might.
Like, you guys don't even understand the fucking chair shit. Like, this is all intentional. I know that for a fact.
And then, like, also, there's even more outfit changes we're gonna get into, but first, with these, with lore relevance, because, like, anyway, so, what I want to show off is Mommy's transformation sequence. Because I think, there's a genuine reason why I want to show it off. Because there's something I noticed in the trailer that drove me a little bit crazy. Fuck it up, 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 fuck it up. Look at her go.
My little cheese.
My little cheese girl. The only thing to note here is the ribbons. Notice the ribbons. The ribbons, the ribbons, the ribbons. Specifically, that's gonna come from this part right here.
Yeah.
So, there's this whole transformation sequence. Mommy's whole thing is that she fights with ribbons. Fucking Madoka Magica and ribbons piss me off. I'm gonna kill something.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
I need to bite a wall. I need to eat drywall. Now!
Talk about the fucking, like, the one choice that Madoka makes at the beginning of every fucking timeline where she chooses which color of ribbon she'll wear that day. I could talk about that for fucking hours because it makes... okay.
Anyway, so, there's Mommy's transformation sequence. It was like, you know, willing, she seemed happy doing it, she was chill, it was her transformation, whatever. And then in the trailer... Good next sword. There's this sequence.
Oh, it's red.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's different.
Multiple things. Different. One, it definitely seems a lot more forced, and also the ribbons are like bloody red. This girl. Here's the thing, right? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go to the next slide real quick. Because, like, it seems a lot more painful, like, she's a marionette on strings being strung along, being forced to do this sequence, which, like, mirrors Mommy's in a way. But that isn't Mommy. That's just straight up not her. That's a different girl with just a similar outfit. Because we have Mommy's new outfit. It's the next slide!
Yeah, that literally just isn't fucking her.
Like, also, it didn't have Mommy's, like, little, like, twin drills going on here. And also, Kyoko's got a new outfit, which is, like, only slightly different, because we couldn't really see much of her. But it's very obvious that Mommy's outfit is new. That one's obvious. Kyoko's is only, like, subtly different, if you notice, like, the armbands and things like that.
Yeah.
Once we get, like, a full body, I'll be able to actually really tell if it's completely different, but, like, it is still slightly everyone's different. And you know who's the most fucking different?
Oh my god.
Fucking Sayaka!
Yeah,
what happened to you?
It has to do with, I think it must have to do with her previous death. It has to.
Because, like, here's the thing. One, the ribbon on her side of her head, adorable. Why does everyone have ribbons in their hair? I'm gonna kill something. But, like, also, so here's like, another thing, is, like, I think this is, like, further proof that within this universe, Homura is the one that is making, like, the new magical girls. Because, like, one, I personally, here's my personal, like, this was my first thought that I told Val after we watched the trailer, which is, like, I think everyone's outfits are different because if Homura is the one making this world, which also, can I just say, at the end of Rebellion, everyone's uniforms are the same for the school uniform, which is why I think they're only slightly different.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they can't undo that specific tidbit, but we don't see their magical girl forms at the end of the show, which is where I think they can get, like, some leeway. So I think the school uniforms changing isn't the biggest red flag, but everything else is, you know? Am I making any sense?
No, you're right, because here's also, I was gonna mention this, even down to the uniforms, most of it is Homura's, like, style, especially with the lace and stuff, like, specifically with, like, her original magical girl outfit. Every single little detail is very much Homura's style. Mm-hmm. Like, it's, like, that's because she's the one who's controlling everything,
yes,
so.
100%. And then, like, oh, so my personal... Because, like, here's the thing. At first, my thought process was, like, even though Homura's been doing it for, like, was doing timeless for, like, 8 years, she didn't remember what the girls' outfits looked like when she did, like, recreate them in this world. But also, she doesn't... I refuse to believe in my heart of hearts that she would have forgotten what Madoka's looks like, because Madoka's is also new, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Anyway. Back to Sayaka.
Considering the amount of time loops, obviously she paid the most attention to Madoka. Obviously she knew what she looked like.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's a reason why I included this part. So this part is from the scene in Rebellion where Homura tells Sayaka that she's Satan now, that she's in charge of the world, and this is like right before she erases all of Sayaka's memories and tells her to fall in line. So my thought process is the reason why, the symbolic reason why she's all tied up like this is because she is the one that has to be most suppressed by Homura, because if there's anyone that can get to Madoka, it would be Sayaka. Because they're childhood friends, and also she was the Law Cycle secretary. She knew the ins and outs. She's the one that went on this mission. She's the one that told Homura that she was a witch. Like, she is like the whistleblower in a way.
She was the only one when she like restarted the universe. She was the only one that kind of still had a vague idea that something was off.
No, she had a full idea. She was the only one completely still remembering what the fuck happened until Homura erased her memories. Madoka because she was split in half. That's why she was like halfway there until Homura had to literally physically hold her and make her like suppress that. So I think this is like symbolically to show that like Sayaka's being actively suppressed by Homura in this new world, because if she doesn't do it, Sayaka's gonna be the whistleblower and let everyone else know like, hey, this is not our fucking world. This shit's fucked. We gotta do something.
Yeah.
And also, it looks like a really cool outfit, but I'm like, girl, oh no!
You ever have to literally bandage someone's mouth closed? Like, it's so obvious.
It's so bad. At least she gave her a cute ribbon. Smile.
Yeah, that really helps with the, bandaging someone's mouth closed.
I just noticed.
What if we look...
I just noticed Quasar's chat message. I just looked at Quasar's chat message. Satan is a salamander because it explains the heat. Yeah, it do be like that though.
What if we just look behind the bandages and her mouth is sewn shut? Like,
that would suck so bad. Are you kidding me? I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's also Madoka. So Madoka's outfit, as we can see in the poster, this doesn't show up in the trailer, it's in the poster. Her outfit is completely different, and her outfit is actually the one from the concept movie trailer. So, did I include the slide? I didn't. Okay, so, do you know about the concept movie?
You've shown me the website for it.
No, I didn't. I showed you the website for Walpurgis. Not the concept movie. Yeah. This is different. So
I feel like you have, but you don't remember.
Back in 2014, I want to say. So I even pulled up the wiki, so I knew I had my information right, because this is the one thing I'm not 100% on in Madoka lore. So the concept movie was a short 4-minute concept film that served as a surprise unveil at Studio Chef's 40th anniversary event in winter 2015. It was 15. Madogatari. The concept movie is the core of the new Madoka Magica project and serves as its trailer. The second short was later screened in Osaka, with the difference being a replacement of several image board segments. Magia Quartet, the team behind the Madoka Magica anime, consisted of director Akiyuki Simbo, character designer Ume Aoki, scriptwriter Jin Urobuchi, and Animation Studio Shaft have continued plans for new work since the Puella Magi Madoka Magica movie Part 3 Rebellion film opened in October 2013. The concept movie was born from their meetings. So, TLDR, the concept movie was a short, like, 4-minute movie screen that to this day nobody has seen outside of that, outside of that film festival. But a trailer was released for it that since then 1 million people have uploaded it and 1 million people have taken it down. This is a screen recording of a screen recording I was able to grab.
yeah, that's fucking wild. All right.
So this is the concept movie trailer type thing that was revealed. And a lot of these concepts, we don't know where they could have gone. But we do see elements of them within Magia Record and within the trailer for Walpurgis Next Rising. So I'm just going to play it for you real quick. I'm also going to pause my music.
Jesus, it is such a screen recording of a screen recording.
Yeah. Fuck you, bitch. The music is really nice, though. I fear that showing this on screen is gonna be the one that really gets my VOD taken.
Probably.
It's fine. Everyone does react things all the time. Why can't I? Why am I not allowed to be React Andy when it's about my autism? Huh? You know what that is? That's favoritism. That's racism. That's
It
lesbophobia.
is. It is.
Also, look at her as a ballerina! My daughter! My baby! I don't know what it is. I don't know what this could possibly be about. But as you can see, it's like a lot of concept art. Like when they say it's a concept trailer, it's a trailer for all their concepts, quite literally.
Yeah.
Some of it got animated and voice acted, but a lot of it we just don't see come back.
It might.
It might.
Maybe,
It
we don't
might
know.
show up, but there's a part that I'm like, I don't know how this would show up. I hate Kyubei's fuck ass eyes. I want him dead. I want that boy in the dirt. Like, whatever the fuck this thing is. Whatever the fuck this thing is. I don't know if I want to see it, but it looks cool.
Be like a wraith or something.
It's so cool looking. Also, the swans have swords in their chests, like, the symbolism type shit. Stupid! You know? I don't know who that is. I know who this one is. I know who you are. Hold on. That's Bear Girl, who you see at the end of the anime. And my grandma's house was vividly made to construction, explains why so much gimmicky and necessary construction in the house. Ah! That's fun. But she's one of the girls that Madoka saves at the end of the anime when she turns into the Law of Cycles.
Right.
Look at Kyoko! I love her!
Well, that might be the full outfit. One that Kyoko's wearing. That might be the full one.
But that's her original outfit.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what happened to her.
Her knees!
Her knees! Free her! See, that's what drives me crazy about this concept, Chili, was that this means that at a point in the concept, there was an idea of involving Hitomi in the plot again.
What if she ends up being the big bad? That would be crazy.
That'd be really fucking funny, actually. Also, here we see Sayaka, like, wrapped up in, like, a mask thing, so, like, that concept we do see brought back into the new trailer.
Mm-hmm. You need to shut her up, I guess.
But why was she not in the trailer? My baby!
Where the fuck is she?
Where is she? My sweet baby girl. I don't know what that is. Don't ask me.
No, we don't know.
I don't know what she's going God mode, which she does do in Magia Record in a way with the doppel, but that's different.
We can't talk about that one.
We can't or I'll start weeping. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a witch. I don't know what happened to her here. See, there's her new outfit that we see in the new movie.
Mm-hmm. Bats! Run away from the bats!
I don't know what these are. I don't know why there's fairies. Overall, really cool trailer. I would love to see these concepts in Rising. I'm not sure what will, if any of it, other than the new outfit for Madoka that we saw. Anyway.
Have we even, like, said what the title is and why it drives us crazy?
Well, previous next Rising, I said it 500 times.
No, I thought you didn't, whatever.
No, I just haven't got into why it drives me crazy, because I don't know what it means. Anyway, I'll get into that in a little bit. But, so, Madoka's new outfit. And here's the thing. So, in this scene, we see somebody using Homeda's bow. And everyone on Twitter thought this was Madoka. Except, when you look at the outfit, it's this girl from earlier.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
I
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why she's using Homeda's bow. My guess is new character. But then why are we not showing her face? Yeah, I'm talking about Madoka Magica. I'm talking only about Madoka Magica. It's just, I've been obsessed with Madoka Magica for many years now, and I need to get out all my emotions because the new trailer just dropped. Anyway, that's the TLD of what's going on. So, and like she looks like Hanami from Project Sekai. Other than that, I don't know who the fuck this is. I also don't recognize her from Magia Record at all, so I don't know who this is. I don't know why she's using Homoda's bow. I don't know why she's emulating Mommy's outfit or her transformation. I don't...
Would it be crazy? What if it's Hitomi? Because it's kind of the same hair color.
It's not at all.
No, yeah, it is. A little bit.
She's like this color. She's like a brunette. Like a very light brown.
I don't know.
I will pull up Hitomi's ass right now again. Hitomi's hair is green. Green.
Like, yeah, like in certain lights, yeah, but that's like in a very bright light.
It's green.
Again, in certain lights, I think they're on stage on that scene.
No, this is the scene from Rebellion when she's in the sunlight.
Yeah, she's in the sun.
I don't think this is Hitomi.
I don't know.
I don't think it's her.
I'm just trying to connect some sort of dots.
The hair texture is different as well. I don't know. I think it's Hanami from Project Sekai. I think they're doing a crossover special.
I guess. That hair color does not look similar to me either.
God. And also, this is the swallow bitch who's fully lost it. She is abnormal. Get her some help. Oh, what's Kyubei's role in all this? I don't fucking know. Because here's the thing. The movie, which is what I was going to get to when you brought it up earlier, I was going to bring it up here. So the thing is, like with Kyubei, his role is, I don't know what the fuck it could be, because Homoda's whole thing is that she fucking hates Kyubei and doesn't want him involved in anything. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what he could be doing here other than being constantly suppressed and thrown aside by Homoda because she's Satan now. And
also, she kills him.
And also, she kills him multiple times. He keeps coming back with him. That's his whole thing. But like, he's died to her like 70 fucking billion times, and he keeps coming back.
Doesn't she kill him as Satan though? I thought that was like it.
No, he's still alive at the end.
Is he? I thought he wasn't.
No, he just got his ass beaten again. He's just like sitting in the cold shivering because he got his ass beaten again. Okay. Because remember, like, Kyubei isn't one guy. He's thousands of guys.
I know.
And, like, so the thing about Kyubei is that, like, his whole thing was, like, doing the contracts, doing the magical girls, wanting witches to happen. I don't know how Homoda's gonna go about... If my theory is right and this whole movie is about Homoda being the new Kyubei in a way, I don't know how she's gonna deal with the fact that, like, magical girls, their whole thing is to naturally become witches, so I don't know what the new rules are. I don't know if Homoda acts as both the Kyubei and Law of Cycles. I don't know.
I don't know if there is, a Law of Cycles anymore, considering...
That's what I'm saying. Like, Madoka's a human now, so there's no Law of Cycles anymore. It's just Homoda, so I don't know what she's doing, and I don't know what Kyubei's doing. And I don't know why the movie's called Walpurgis Nacht Rising, because Walpurgis doesn't exist in this universe. She doesn't exist in Rebellion. She shouldn't exist at all.
Unless somehow witches came back. I don't know.
Yeah, unless somehow witches came back, but if they did, fucking how? And so here's the multiple Homodas theory.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want to say your view on the theory first? Because remember you had many opinions to say last night.
No. Because we mostly agree with, yeah.
Anyway, so there's a theory, which is also shown in the trailer, not in the poster, and also in this scene in the trailer where there's a Homoda on top of like this like big book and chain, so songboom coded, like big book and chain tower. There's her on the top, there's her on the side of it, and there's her in a throne in the bottom of it. And the thing is, they are all Homoda in this new outfit, because if you look closely, you can see that like her shoulders are out, which is like her new outfit's whole thing. And also, it's a different ribbon as well. Why though? Anyway,
Fucking, I hate the ribbons. I hate the ribbons so fucking much. I hate the ribbons. I think more than I hate the chairs. Legitimately.
So, the theory is that in the movie, there is not going to be just one Homu. There's going to be multiple Homeras within. There's going to be multiple Homeras going on. So, if that's the case, it could signify that she is the new Kyubey / Law of Cycles, because when Madoka became a god, that's what happened to her. She split into multiples and was no longer a human but a concept anymore, because she became multiples to always be omnipresent, always there, to constantly be there, to constantly make sure that there is no witches that could form, right?
Kyubey in the timeline where Homura was the only one that remembered. Was there still a Kyubey in that timeline?
Yeah.
Like with wraiths and stuff? Okay, I didn't remember whether or not Kyubey was there.
Yeah, that's how she got trapped in Rebellion, remember? That he was the one that trapped her in there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so the anime ends with Homura telling Kyubey, who doesn't remember Madoka or anything, about witches, and he's like, "That's a good idea. I wonder if we could do that." And she goes, "No, we can't, because Law of Cycles." And he's like, "Okay, all right." And then that's why Rebellion happens, because she told him about witches, and he was like, "Fine, I guess I'll make one happen, bitch."
Jesus Christ.
And also, we also see that, like, there's this trailer, which is either symbolic about the fact that Homura has to, like, fight herself symbolically, like man versus self kind of a thing, or it's literal, that she has to literally fight herself. Because that Homura is the new Homura, this Homura is the old Homura.
Let's be honest, knowing Madoka, it's probably the latter, that she will literally have to fight herself.
I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how to, like, react to, like, that. And, like, I'll get to that one in a second. But it is very interesting. Because, like, again, this whole scene could be completely symbolic about Homura constantly putting herself on, like, on a pedestal to be the one who has to, like, do everything. And she's just, like, constant, like... Or it could be, like, representative of her multiple timelines that it took for her to get to this point, and then her in a pincushion throne.
Yeah.
It could be symbolic, or it could be fucking literal, because Law of Cycles type shit. I don't know.
I personally propose that she was doing time loops again. That's why there's multiple of her. That's what I propose.
You think she's still doing time loops even as Satan?
If I could see it, because maybe, you know, it's like the whole thing of, like, there's multiple, like, different versions of God, like the Son, the Holy Ghost, and all that. What if there's different versions of her, like the version that goes to school every day, the version that, like, makes contracts, and then the one version that's like, hey, maybe I should do time loops.
That drives me crazy. I hope you know that.
I know.
Ugh, I hate. Anyway. Also, Chav, y'all want to say anything, go ahead, because I need to know everyone's theories, because it drives me crazy. So, I found this Twitter post by this random person, and I was like, you right. So, the official poster of Madoka Magica while Pretty Snacked Rising, showing Magica versus her own old self still wearing Madoka's red ribbon, says how there's still in some place, a fragment of Homura's soul that desires to protect Madoka, but this time from herself, which is kind of the whole thing where, like, it could be that this is symbolic,
True.
man versus self, or it's literal. We don't know.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
There's also this whole thing about, like, this Homura that we see, like, smiling in the park to meet up with Madoka has a very different smile and energy than the Homura we see in this, like, throne. It could be that Homura split herself literal, or it could be, like, it could be just like her just like literally just putting on a persona around Madoka, which she has done before. We don't know.
Also, in the trailer, or in the photo, like with both the Homuras, the location, is that the same location, the same alleyway where Sayaka and Homura were talking, like, in Rebellion about, like, which witch could it, like, be the culprit? Was it?
It
kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It could. Because, like, there's two main big lore alleyways that happen in Madoka. There's the one where Saika and Kyoko fight, and then there's the one where Saika and Homura talk about the witch in Rebellion. I don't know, this might just be a different alleyway, and it just, like, looks like this for, like, artistic purposes, but there is, like, that light at the end of it, which extends into heaven that I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
And also, the way that this phone is, like, constructed, I don't know what's up with it either.
God.
I don't know. I simply don't understand.
Man, I wish they told us, like, anything so we could actually make an educated guess of what something could be.
Listen, because my question is what the whole thing with the chairs is. I am concerned.
Okay, fucking... I think it was in the first movie. In the scene
in the anime
where,
and the recap movies.
Yeah, it was the scene, well, multiple different scenes, where Saika is talking to her childhood best friend, and, like, he's, like, in a hospital room, and in the hospital room, like, when you, like, see, like, when you turn to, like, Saika's, like, front, like, when the camera turns to Saika's front, in the background, you just see a bunch of chairs, and all of them are different, and they're all different, like, fucking heights, different, just completely different, some have, like, 3 legs, like, something like that, and I kept fucking joking about how, like, oh, like, do those chairs mean anything? And they fucking do, because the writers hate my guts.
So... essentially, and it's not only in that scene, it's like there's like multiple scenes where like it'll be like one girl surrounded by like multiple different kinds of chairs. Essentially, I'm trying to remember exactly what they were because we like looked it up to like make sure. It's like a reference to like an old poem. It's like basically empty chairs, empty tables type shit from Les Mis, where it like they symbolically represent like the many souls that have been lost throughout not just like not just through Homura's time loops, but also through like the history of magical girls up until that point.
Yeah, so basically one
of the openings where the opening changes to reflect like the fact that like the reveal of Homura being a time traveler, there's a scene of multiple chairs as well, which every single chair represents one of Homura's time loops that failed. Like, that's why we mean by, like, everything has a purpose in Madoka. Like, they are very, very intentional in, like, pretty much everything they do. Like, I think there was, like, a scene in, like, Magica Record where there's, like, a very specific statue that is shown, like, behind the girls. And, like, that statue is supposed to, like, represent, like, the fall of man. And the reason why it shows up is supposed to represent right before you find out about Yachio's backstory. It's, like, everything is, like, so, like, purposeful.
Yeah, that's what we mean when we're like, oh, the outfits are different, that means something. It's not
like we're not just crazy.
No, we're not being nitpicky about the whole thing. We're being honest that it most likely does mean something because it's genuinely it's not a style choice. Because I have been mistaken before with the chairs. I know for a fact that any small detail, it's not just a style choice. It's probably some narrative thing that means more.
Mm-hmm. Which brings me again to this whole thing about Homura, like, fighting its man versus self. Rebellion does end with her throwing herself off a cliff into, like, the unknown. And it doesn't... that's just sort of how it ends, which makes me think, like, okay, was that her giving up her humanity, like, in a final, like, dance with herself, which is why she then becomes this? I don't know.
I do, now that I'm thinking about it, I genuinely do believe that it's probably going to be a case of she split herself. Because she can't, it's not like she could have split herself the same way that Madoka did at the end of, like, this 2 movies. She couldn't completely erase her human self. Her human self would need to remain there if she wanted to live amongst Madoka and her friends and stuff. Yeah. So it makes way more sense that she split off her humanity from her satanic part.
Mm-hmm. Which is why there's like the Homura who is like calm and confident and like has like a little smile on her face when she does the phone call, and then there's the Homura who's like stressed under that big tower, and then there's the Homura who's like picking up Madoka at school. Like, it could be very literal. We're gonna be dealing with multiple Homuras in this movie. How? Hopefully the movie will show. But again, I don't fucking know what's going on.
That's us. That's us.
I'm just looking at this shit like, hey, what's going on? I don't know. I don't know. I don't
fucking know. They could have given us any sort of hint. They did not. It's not as if we have manga to consult. We don't. We just have to guess. We just have to fucking guess. Make educated guesses. And even our educated guesses aren't based off of education. They're based off craziness.
They're based off of my vibes that I picked out.
Yeah.
I was like, that gives me the vibe that she's the new Cube. Do you know what'd be so crazy is if I was right?
You probably are, honestly.
I would love to be right.
Why the fuck else would she say that? Wait, what does... This is actually genuinely a thing that we could look into. What does Cube say at the beginning of contracts?
Become a magical girl with me?
I'm trying to think if, like, he says something along the same lines of what, Homura says.
I think, let's see, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think he ever has, like, a script he follows, as much as he just goes, like, you should become a magical girl with me, you should become a magical girl, you should become a magical girl. Like, he doesn't really have, like, a script he follows, but Homura does whenever she meets up with Madoka again. Because remember, at the first episode, and then at the end of Rebellion, she always has like the same kind of thing to say, where she's just like, Kaname Madoka, do you accept responsibility for this? Do you love your family? Do you love your friends? Like things like that. Like, if anyone has that script they follow, it's usually Homura herself. I am way more concerned now. Yeah. But that's the last slide I had presented.
I was saying how crazy it would be if, like, because it's fucking Madoka Magica, so we'll probably end on a cliffhanger, and now we have to wait another 10 years, and we'll be in our 30s when the next one comes out.
I'll be bringing my infant children to the movie theater, and I'll be fucking fighting bitches along the way because I've been waiting so much longer than them. Any questions from the audience? Any questions from the audience? Because I don't know. I just put my fucking pussy out there and I'm hoping something sticks, you know? I'm hoping something.
What?
I'm hoping something I said was correct.
Well, are you gonna upload this VOD to YouTube?
Yeah, I want to save it forever.
When the movie comes out and we both watch it, we'll see how correct we are.
Yeah, I'll either be like, I'm a god among men, or I'm gonna be like, everything sucks, I hope I die by the end of the night. But also I won't be like that, because I'll be like, there's no way I could have fucking guessed what the fuck goes on in the heads of Madoka Magica writers.
It's funny, because I think after the first one, or not the first one, after the third one, we were talking about how, like, easy it would be for them to wrap everything up, like, in another movie, but I just don't think they're gonna do that. I think they fucking hate us, so I don't think they're gonna just, like, end off the series in this movie. I wish they did, but I don't think they will.
We'll just have to see. Oh, there's an ad break. What the fuck?
God.
But overall, truly, generally, that's all I've got.
That's it.
That's it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what could possibly go on. I don't know why Homura's doing the thing she does. All I know is lesbians, Satanism, and my tears.
And maybe Madoka will become God again. We'll see.
I don't know. Here's the thing about Madoka Magica is that, like, looking at it genuinely, I don't know how they could possibly give these girls a happy ending where they're together.
I just want, like, a fucking neutral ending at this point. That's all I ask for,
because, like, the original ending of the anime was bittersweet because it was Homura being with the girls and, like, implying that she could have, like, moved on and like gotten genuinely close with the others. but also in that ending, Sayaka's still dead, Kyoko still misses her, and Madoka's not around with her friends anymore. So like, I think the only like fanfic ass way they can end it is if Homura stays Satan and Madoka becomes God again, and they have like some kind of godly romance or some shit. I don't fucking know, but I don't think they would do that because I don't know what they'll actually do. Because I don't know if they're gonna.
They might. If they do that, it'd be crazy.
It would be crazy. I don't know if the show is gonna try to punish Homura for like the shit she's pulled. I just don't know. Because let's be fair, Homura did not do a good thing here.
No.
Becoming Satan and erasing the memories of all your friends so that you could have your girlfriend back, and putting the entire universe under your control, not a good thing, guys. So I don't know. I
think most people know that that's not a good thing.
So I don't know if the show is gonna try to punish her for it by taking away Madoka again, but giving her another chance to be a person again, or they're gonna try to give her what she actually wanted, which was Madoka the whole time. I don't know. It could go anyway. That's it.
Who's to say? We don't know. We don't fucking know.
Ah, why are you down there? Hello.
Oh god, I'm so far.
Why are you always not where you're supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm never in the same space. I don't know why yours moves. I don't get it.
I don't know, man. Don't ask me questions. You know I can't answer them.
Okay.
Alright, with that, I'm just gonna end stream now.
Wow, what an ending.
The ending is Madoka and Homura cause me physical pain, and I can't wait for the movie. Woo!